Well, all right, Coach, let's dive right in. I mean, obviously, you know, this decision for you, I can imagine that it was one that you put a lot of time, energy, and thought into, and I can also imagine that it was an extremely emotional one. So sort of take me through the thought process, take me through sort of the things that led you to realizing, hey, I need to do this.
Well, you know, when you start getting your wife and your children and your grandchildren around you, and they're saying things like, you know, you need to take care of us, you need to take care of taking care of you, you know, they'll be fine without you, all those kind of things. You know, we as men, I guess, are conquerors, you know, and there's nothing that we can't do. You know, I'll outwork you or I'll outsmart you or whatever it is. And it just became evident to me to remain a head coach right now. It's not the best thing for me or my family. And I'm thankful I had a lot of people speak into my life that way. And, you know, you always want to finish what you start. But what's best for Red River, and certainly what's best for John Bachman, is to go ahead and step away. And I'm not through coaching. I'll promise you that. I got into this thing to coach. And so the best thing for me and my family was to step away for right now. And Red River is going to be in great hands with Coach Harper being the interim head coach right now. And, you know, I'm just going to miss my boys.
I totally understand that. And I mean, obviously you talk about consulting your family. You got several sons who were coaches. What were the conversations with them like? And, you know, what was their response to everything that was happening? And then to piggyback off of that, you say, you know, that this isn't the end of the line for coaching with you. Is that something that might be in the cards for you to maybe join a staff with one of them?
Yeah, I've already done that. But going back to my sons, you know, they were probably primary movers in that, in the fact that, Dad, you know, we want you. You've done enough. You know, typical dad-son talk. And made me see it. But, you know, when your daughter starts crying, your only daughter who starts crying, and it gets your attention. And so I'm just happy that things have worked out like they have. Red River's being good to me. They're taking care of me. And I so appreciate that. And then to piggyback on what we were just saying, I am going to return to Evangel, and I'm going to help them in any capacity that I can. I know right now my major focus is to just visit with the alumni, because, you know, I was there for 13 years, and Coach Alexander has already returned as the defensive coordinator, and his son Josh will be working with him. So we know a little bit about the E anyway. So Benny has reached out to Ronnie first, and then of course I, at the time, was going to lose Ronnie from here when he went to Evangel. And then when all this happened, it's possible for me to, you know, leave here and go be there and just be able to do whatever that I can do. So that's kind of the plan right now. I'm going to pull for these Red River Bulldogs. You know, we're going to make it to the state championship and play Manny. You got that, Jess Curtis? You better buckle up, by God. Just have to throw that to him, you know, because he really thinks he can beat us this year. It's not going to happen. I'm saying it now. Okay, it's easy because I get to walk away, and I just made life for Coach Harper very interesting.
Being able to step away from the stresses of being a head coach, getting to be around your grandkids, getting to be around your family more, that's exciting. But then also returning to Evangel, even if it is in sort of like an advisor role right now, how excited are you for that, to sort of go back to a place that's very special to you and sort of groom and help shape the next generation of Evangel football? Because, you know, especially what happened over there last year, there's some work to be done.
Yeah, no, I tell you, I walked into the field house and I start looking at all the pictures of our former players, and of course the instant memories of those great times that you had, and then the remembrance of how you got there. And, you know, I get to do it with Ronnie Alexander and Denny Duran, two of the guys that were there. And then we got young Josh Alexander, he's better coaching his dad right now. You know, it's the way it's supposed to be. Our sons are supposed to be better than us now. And we got him, and of course Denny's involved, and we got Danny Palmer, a longtime coach, and who knows who else is coming. I just know that, like you said, I want to go tell the story to these young men of the E that I once knew. And, you know, it's still possible. And, you know, I'm very, very impressed. I've been to a practice or two just walking around and watching. And I'm very, very impressed with these young men. I think they're very coachable. They're just young. But, you know, when I would talk to different people last year and they would call me and say, hey, I went and watched Evangel play, you know, whoever it was, their comment was, yeah, they got beat. You could tell they were young, but you're not going to play these guys in 2 years. So I'm going to go ahead and change that statement. I'm going to say, you're not going to play them this year. That's right.